I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. You should have seen the last video. What a funny blooper that would have been. Today is day 3 of the jalapeno pepper tutorial. We're going through this together, people. This is really, anybody can join this. It's a fun video to be a part of, but it's really sort of designed for brand new chili heads. People that, you know who it's designed for? People who've been watching this show for a long time, that are kind of watching, they're living vicariously through me, and they're people, I've been doing it too long. I've had too many emails and too many comments. And this is what I always think about it. You ever go by like a grade, like a playground, and you see a couple kids, you don't see it anymore, but a couple kids playing jump rope, and you got a kid on each end swinging the jump rope, and you got a person rocking back and forth, getting ready to jump in. And they just keep doing that, but they don't ever jump in. And that's who this video is, this series is for. The people who have been like, I want to do it, but just haven't. This is for you. So what we're doing is we're eating jalapeno peppers. Now, this is a thing. The next step, we're going to go from here to another pepper. It's a 6-day series. And there's a reason it's 6 days. I'm going to tell you on days, and not 7 days. I'm going to tell you on day 6. I'm going to wait. But it's a 6-day series. Each time we're going to go to a hotter pepper, and we're doing it together. The idea is that we're building our tolerance. Jalapeno, we started with that because it's the most readily available pepper of grocery stores in most places. It's a pepper that has a Scoville heat rating of 2,000 to 8,000. Now, for raging chili heads, people that do what I do for a living, a 6,000 Scoville range is, you don't even notice it. You know what I mean? But if you're brand new at this, 2,000 isn't so bad. You're just like, oh, it's got a good burn. But 8,000 is going to surprise you if you're brand new at this. So that's one of the factors that you got to think about with the jalapeno. There's a wide range in heat. Most people watching this have heard of the rogue jalapeno. It is said, I don't know if it's true, I think it kind of is, I've experienced it myself, but 1 out of 10 jalapenos is going to be significantly hotter than the others. Kind of works like that. I don't necessarily think it's a rogue, but it certainly is a true thing. So we started off day 1 eating just a small little bit of a jalapeno, and on day 2 we ate a bigger chunk of a jalapeno. Today 3 we're gonna do the same thing. The idea is this: we'd like you to have I hope you have a book with you, and I want you to chart this. You know, day 1. You're going to eat a small piece of a jalapeno. You're going to write down you're going to take some notes when it's done. You're going to write down things, just write down your experience. Try to keep an eye on your watch so you know, all right? If you didn't do it on day 1 or day 2, keep an eye on your watch. Meaning, you know, if you have a stopwatch, you have a bezel on your dive watch, just chart it. You've eaten the pepper. How long did it take before it really started to burn you? How hot did it get? How long did it burn? What was the overall burn quality like? Did it come on hard? Where did it burn you in your mouth? What did it taste like? You know, did you lose the flavor of it at all? Describe what you tasted. Now, here's the interesting thing. The peppers will vary a little bit. They'll vary a little bit in heat. Like yesterday, I had a sweet pepper. Crazy. They usually get sweet jalapenos. That was really sweet. Sweetest one I've ever had. So I want you to write down your experience. And then each day we're going to eat a little bit more. On day 5, we're going to eat an entire jalapeno. Okay? And each day writing down the score, how hot it was for you. Then on day 6, we're going to go back and eat the exact portion of the pepper that we ate on day 1, and we're going to compare them. And it's going to be like an eye-opener for you, for everybody who's doing this. All right, so it's time to eat another pepper. All right, so here's the jalapeno that I'm going to eat today. All right. Now, thank you guys for joining me. If you've just found this and this is the first time you've seen the series and you want to be a part of it, it's all in pepperology, which is one of the things you'll see in the playlist. It's a little tab up here at the end. You can click on it. It's geared towards new people. If you want to take part in this, go back and watch the first one and then chart it. So we'll do it together. We're going to do, like I said in the previous videos, we're going to do jalapeno. We're doing that now. We're going to do serrano, Fresno, banana, and orange habanero, ghost pepper, and all that. Now We can still do a lot of it, even though we're in the off season. Got a really funny comment saying 6,000 videos and you're finally doing this for us. Sorry. Anyway, it's time to eat this pepper. I'm Johnny Scoville. We're doing this together. This is Chase the Heat. Has that green pepper flavor. It's not as sweet as yesterday's. I don't typically think of jalapenos being a floral pepper, but this has some floral qualities to it. What a great pepper. Now, if you're brand new at the game, as you're doing this, you may not drastically see the difference in just the first 3 days. But I promise you that on day 6, you'll be very surprised. Now, I want to explain something to you. Let's say that you only could get jalapenos. It was the only pepper you could get. And you and a friend were both eating jalapenos. You both got to the point, and a jalapeno was the only pepper you had. You both got to the point where a jalapeno was very manageable, 3 or 4 on your scale of heat, okay? If one person just kept eating regular jalapenos and one person started eating multiples, eating 3 or 4 at a time, do you think they had the same tolerance? I mean, after all, they're only eating jalapeno, right? The person who's eating multiples is going to have a higher tolerance, even though they're only eating jalapenos, even though it's the same pepper. He's still going to have a higher tolerance than the person who's just eating 1 at a time, just 1 each time they do it. So, how do you raise your tolerance? There's a video in the Pepperology about that, specifically discussing tolerance. But it's interesting, you know, you talk about, usually when someone talks about tolerances, you know, sometimes this isn't a good thing. Like nobody ever walks into a bar, sits down and says to the bartender, I want to increase my tolerance to alcohol. How do I do it? They wouldn't ask the question, right? What they would do is just drink more. Peppers, it's the same thing. If you want to increase your tolerance, eat more. So the best rule of thumb to kind of think about it is eat hotter and more of it. If you can't get hotter, just eat more of what you got. But if you can eat hotter, you know, here's what happens. You'll get the heat. It'll be fun. I mean, it's what we do. It's neat. Then one day you won't get the same heat from it. So you will say, huh, what's next? That's kind of how it works. But we're gonna climb the ladder together. We're gonna eat peppers together. Tomorrow we're gonna eat. It will be day 4. We're gonna eat a little bit more of this pepper, and then day 5 we're gonna eat the entire pepper. So I'm curious. Oh, you know what? Oh, wow. I wanted to read the coolest comment. This was, listen to this. It comes from Jim Muskie 2210. Utah, non-chili head here. Hi, Jim. Thanks for leaving this amazing comment. You guys are going to love this. It was divine intervention that I found this channel. There is something else that just happened besides me being directed here. A power greater than myself can vouch for me. The very same day Johnny started this tutorial, before I even got a notification of the new upload, I bought 5 jalapeno peppers to start my journey of one day eating a super hot. How and why this just happened and the way it just did, there's a saying that comes to mind. The therapeutic value of one helping another one is without parallel. I will leave it at that. Thanks, Johnny, and what a great place to be sharing the love. Forgot to add that I'm on day 2, right along with this tutorial. So Jim was watching the decided he was gonna eat jalapenos every day and build his tolerance, and completely, on his own, not knowing what I was doing, he bought 5 peppers and then finds this tutorial series. I think you're supposed to be here, Jim. I should have read that at the beginning, I'm sorry. There's an interesting view of the base of the placenta. You'll see the darker ring on the outside, that's the wall lining of the pepper, and the light part in the middle, right here, is called the placenta, or the pith. I should start saying pith. Problem when you say pith, you almost get as many comments either way. I remember the first time I heard them say placenta, I was like, placenta. The 13-year-old in me laughed, But that same 13-year-old laughs when you hear pith. Anyway, that will do it for today's video. Today was day 3 of our jalapeno video. Tomorrow will be day 4. We're going to eat probably 3/4 of the pepper, maybe even a little bit more. So we're getting close. If you're watching this and you're still following along and you're on day 3, let me know if you've seen any changes yet. Like I said, the biggest change you're all going to notice, the people that are doing this, is going to be on day 6. I promise you. It'll be staggering. Especially, you got to go back, and it's almost like any journal you have. If you journal, journaling is good, but it's going back and reading your journals where you really learn stuff. And when you're on day 6 and you write down what happens and you go back and read day 1 and compare it, it's when you realize. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love you guys, and I mean it. In the description box, you're going to see a link for all the normal stuff. Please check it out. Right here, you're going to see my son, Johnny Scoville Jr. in the lifeboat. Up on top, you're going to see Pepperology, which is designed for brand new people. A lot of great videos in there if you're new. Terminology, tolerance building, how to raise your tolerance and how to become a chili head without hurting yourself, doing it thoughtfully and responsibly, and without really suffering too much. And there's also how to do it if you want to suffer. I'm going to show you how to do this, all right? The other one is 26 of the hardest challenges, most painful challenges I've done since starting this channel. I love you guys. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.